Y'all, happy Saturday. Okay, first of all, that's the first thing I want to say. And I got to tell a whole truth about a thing. Listen, if I'm gonna tell you the truth, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Today is Saturday, the day before Easter, and in my real life, okay, I am very serious about slowing down on Saturdays, and so that is what I did today. I've been having the most amazing day, spending time with my family. Ran a mile with my daughter, worked out, just took my sweet time. That's what we call it, slow down Saturday, okay? And it's just my time to spend with my family. And Alicia, do you know? Okay. I looked up, I was in the shower. I said, uh-oh, I didn't wash my hair and everything, about to, put my curls in and curl my hair. And I said, it's 4 o'clock. I said, my God, today. All right. So I got to tell the truth about a thing. Okay. So listen, we have made it to day 5 of the order of operations for weight loss. And today, the step that I want to talk about is the one that a lot of people ignore until they don't know what else to do. So just let's recap what we've already talked about. We talked about step number 1, which was surrender, where we start with God. We can't ask him to do a thing and then don't let him be there when we do the thing. So we have to surrender. The next day 2 is about structure, which is creating space in your life, margin, making room for the things you treasure. You will make room for it. Okay. Hey, Michelle. Then it was strategy. You need a plan that works. And I told you about my Keep It Off weight loss plan. And then we talked about trusting yourself on day 4, when you have to build your credibility again and brick by brick, show yourself that you can actually follow through. But this step, the step for today, is going to be the step that keeps you from falling back to where you used to be. Now, before you be like, okay, Tuka, what is it? I'm telling you, this is the step. I'm telling you what I know. It is support. All right. Don't leave me now. Don't leave me. Okay. I know in your mind you're like, yeah, I know accountability matters. Tuka, don't do it. All right. But when I say you were never intended to do this alone, you were never intended to lose weight by yourself, what I really mean is you were not designed to carry this by yourself, right? There are times on the journey where there will be pressure, there will be uncomfortable moments, there will be weights that people can't see, there will be responsibility, and there'll be stuff going on. Life will be lifing. Your kids will have assignments. Work will throw things at you. All right, stuff gonna break at your house. Your car may have trouble. Everything, right? All while you up here trying to get your life together and lose some weight. While you up here trying to learn how to be consistent. Okay, while you trying to put the brick by brick, while you trying to heal, while you trying to show up for everybody, and life is gonna continue to life around you. All right. And what a lot of people will do is they'll do that in silence. They'll do it by themselves because we've been taught. All my women who are independent, throw your hands up at me. That's what we've been taught. And it's garbage. Okay. What happens is we end up dealing with all of these things in this silent, lonely place, but pretending like we all good. Okay. Pretending like we all good. Because I believe sometimes we think it makes we're supposed to be strong. Like we're not supposed to we ain't no suckers now, all right? But that's not the definition of being strong. And so here's what I know, just like I told you about one of my mentors taught me that when you are in survival mode, it's very difficult for you to think how to advance or to go to the next level. So when we are doing that, we're not really being strong. We're in survival, right? And sometimes there are seasons when you have to utilize that part of yourself, but we're not supposed to stay there. That's not what life is supposed to look like. So I've said it before. I'll say it again. I know it to be true with all of my heart. I've never done anything in my life that took me from one level to the next level alone. Every single time I've had a friend, a coach, a mentor, a community, I've had a pastor, some level of support, right? I don't take full credit for next year, my husband and I will be celebrating 15 years of marriage. I don't take credit for that. That we've always had people to help us go from this level to this level. We've always had support. Always had support. and we're supposed to have it. All right. So let me tell you what support does, like why we need it. Okay. So first of all, I want to say this. Okay, I'm about to get a little off track, but I got to do a little clarification. When I say support, I'm not talking about one of these little group chats that after 3 days ain't nobody talking in. I ain't talking about that. Ain't talking about that. Okay. I've been in groups and we be, baby, rocking and rolling real solid and strong. As soon as we kick that thing off, you hear from everybody checking in. And then day 5, you ain't heard from nobody. Okay. So I just want to be clear. I'm talking about real support. I'm not talking about people, something that starts and it falls off. All right. I'm not talking about somebody who sends you a check like you got this issue doing it, and then you don't hear from them anymore. Okay. I'm talking about real, like real consistent support that's lasting. All right. So I always got to give you the gospel truth, not the took truth, the God truth, the gospel truth, what the word say. So in Ecclesiastes 4:9-10, what it say, y'all? I don't know. I like NLT. Which one y'all like? Yeah, I've really been asking God to show me what some of these different translations. I'll be like, did God say that? Or y'all made that up. All right. So I like NLT right now, but I don't know. I'm wondering about that one too. All right. So it says 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, then the other person can reach out and help them. But somebody who falls by themselves, they are in real trouble. Amplified. Okay. I've been using a bunch of them. Okay. I need that King James, but sometimes it be confusing me and I have to go look somewhere else. So right now is New Living. So this real trouble, let's talk about the real trouble though. Real trouble means, okay, this is what real trouble look like, y'all. Okay. I'm finna get in y'all business. Okay. Real trouble, because I believe this is what they mean in the word when they say real trouble, is when you be at the house by yourself and ain't nobody there with you, and you eat all the stuff that I'm talking about, and I ain't talking about just a regular like nibble. I'm talking about like the whole row of Oreos or half of the cake or the whole thing of ice cream. All right. I'm talking about that, or the whole thing of chips, half of the pizza. But then you don't tell nobody. Why? Because now you're ashamed. Now you feel guilty. Now you feel bad. All right. That's real trouble. That's real trouble. All right. Real trouble is when you fall off. You're not doing the things you need to do. You've gotten away from the things you should be doing, and you don't even bother to do like a reset because you don't got nobody to help you reset. You don't got nobody to kick you in your butt and say, get yourself back together. All right. Or real trouble is when you get discouraged and you like, baby, I've been working, damn, okay? And ain't nothing happening. But you don't tell it to nobody. That's in your head, all right? And so don't nobody even notice, like, she feeling a little discouraged over there. All right, that's real trouble. You know why it's real trouble? Because that right there, my friends, is where the enemy loves to beat you up. That's where he loves to get you by yourself in a corner and whoop your tail. All right. So that you forget what God told you, what he showed you, and what he revealed was possible. The devil, like, yes, I got her. Over here crying in the corner by herself. And don't nobody know we in here. And don't nobody know she getting beat up. All right. So I'm not saying that. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying to say that you got to share your lowest points, because that ain't wise either. You don't share everything with everybody. But you have to have real support, right? People that you can trust to support you without beating you up, without making you feel ashamed, and who are going to hold you to what you said you were going to do with love. That's why we got to have support. These are the things that ward off our adversary. And I'm telling you what I don't, like I told you, we ain't really on losing weight over here. We are, but we on transformation. This is about your transformation. This is really about you becoming unrecognizable, and that don't happen in isolation. Does not happen in isolation. You need a whole lot of people, okay? I ain't say you need a big squad, but you need a solid crew. You need a solid crew. Just this week, I do this work every day. Just this week, I was like, baby, what in the ham and cheese is going on? Okay? Just this week. And I have people that I can reach out to and say, life is life. Who will say, now listen, now don't get weary in well doing. Don't you dare. Don't you give up, sis. All right. They remind me of what thus said the Lord. So I don't get stuck in these feelings. All right. Do y'all know I'm going to share with y'all I'm going to share this with y'all, what I discovered just this week. So my blood pressure has been doing a real wonky little situation. I think I've shared this before, but it's been like in the 82s, 84s. And I'm just like, it's not a terrible number. You go to the doctor would excuse it. It does not meet my personal standard for health. Okay. When I heal my body and I was at my best, a new standard was set, and I like to hang as close to that standard as I can. So I need that number to be like 75. Okay. That's my number. Okay. And so I've been really intentional about doing all the things. I've been drinking my water. I thought I was getting proper rest. And I just was like, I don't understand what's going on. And I reached out to one of my friends, and she's like, baby, listen, you know what's going on. Now, if you have been eating only just the right things and you hadn't had no treats, but you was at Chicken Salad Chick a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if everybody don't got that, but don't even worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. All right? And she said, don't get weary. Don't you dare get weary in well doing. And it was just something I needed. It was like, that's it. Tomorrow is Easter. All right? When you get weary and well doing, my mission, I just told you the target was 75. I woke up this morning to an 82. Okay, like 115 over 82, I think was my number. All right? And it ain't hit the target yet. And I can't just hit the target. I got to hit that thing and hold it. So my daughter here like, what we doing for dinner tomorrow? I'm like, mommy doing guys' food. Y'all want to do something else? It doesn't matter to me that it's Easter. You understand what I'm saying? Just one word from the right person will get you locked in. Where the things you used to do won't distract you no more. The things you used to do. So I'm not on. I don't eat ham no more anyway, okay? But I'm just saying, I'm not on what Easter used to look like. I'm not on that. All right? I'm not on that. This week, I have been so intentional with my body, more than I have been in a long time, just examining things like, how I feel, what's causing the way I feel. Okay, what qualifies as good sleep, okay? Because clearly, I'm just going to tell y'all, it ain't the number of hours of spent in bed. I've been digging into how many cycles of REM I'm getting, okay? I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to lay here and so today I got 8.5 hours of sleep. I said, I'm going to turn this alarm off. I had a class to go to in the morning. I said, we're not going to do it because I'm thoroughly convinced that my numbers being stuck is probably tied to perimenopause, but I ain't with Oprah blaming everything on menopause. It's what I'm doing, okay? So I'm not structuring my life in a way that I can get proper rest. And when I do it, baby, I'm all in the phone, all that stuff. Got lights on and all types. So I locked in. All right. And so what I'm saying to you is that only happened because as much as I know by myself, I just had to tell somebody, baby, this getting on my nerves a little bit. Okay. Why my number taking this little baby sweet time getting where it used to normally go? And so I promise you, I'm gonna be right here until I hit 75. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. And I can say it with confidence. Why? Because I have the right support in place. So I only share that with you because I want you to know, like, I don't come on here and say nothing that I think. I'm telling you what I absolutely, certifiably, undeniably know. So you don't need a lot of people, but you need a group of people that believe what you believe. So you can't, I don't take advice from just know anybody. All right. I don't, about my marriage, about my children, right? So it's got to be a solid squad of people. A solid squad. And that's what you need. But we skip that because the world will have you think. See, the world standard of success is to be independent, puffed up. I did this. It was me. I ain't did nothing by myself. I ain't did nothing by myself. First of all, I got my Heavenly Father who sends me the right people. I've done nothing alone. So I'm telling you this because you're not supposed to do this by yourself, okay? So let me be like really clear when I say support, like what I mean. I'm going to tell you why it's important, okay? The reason why we need support and why it has to be a safe space because you need places and people that you can be honest with. You can tell them the truth, right? You ain't got to lie, Craig, but they going to still hold you accountable. They can receive the truth from you like, I get it. You are discouraged, but here's what you need to do. All right. So you don't need to be in one of these places where everybody be like, girl, me too. You be like, I'm discouraged. Me too, girl. And that's it. And then we all discouraged. That ain't your squad. That ain't them. That ain't the right squad. You need somebody to say, okay, I get it. You are discouraged, but what's your plan? What are you going to do going forward? What got in the way? What's happening next? Those are the kind of people you need around you. All right. Why? Because venting is, I don't know, it do something, but it don't help you win. It's just blowing steam. It don't lead to victory is mine. Yeah, it don't lead to victory is mine. All right. So whenever you fall off, it's not enough just to be like, I fell off. You really need somebody to help you get up and do it again. You need a community that regards you and what you feeling. Okay, we understand, we get it. Yes, girl, I've been there too. But okay, here's what we about to do. All right. So it's like love and accountability. All right. It's love and accountability. All right. So you have to vet people for that. And you can't shove people all into one group like you can't trust people. People let you down. First of all, we out of line for expecting people to give us what, yeah, I'm about to get off track. Took about to get off track. But I'm just gonna say this. I always say this about the church hurt people. You know what I'm saying? We go to church, somebody church and stepped on our toes, hurt our little baby feelings or whatever, and now we don't want to go to church no more. Right? And I had to tell one of my mentees one time, I said, listen, you made the mistake of thinking that people in church ain't people. They people. They're human. You want something from them that only God's supposed to give you. So now you ain't gonna go to God's house because the people. No, Shamika, I don't, but I do have a free meal plan, a keep it out weight plan in my community. Go to readysethabits.com to get it. Proper nutrition. I'm getting off track. Proper nutrition is such a broad term. Oh, thank you, Miss Joyce. Proper nutrition is such a broad term. Okay, this what God gave me today. I'm gonna share with y'all, and I'm gonna go back to my points. I will forget I had other things to say. When I first started my journey, so I tell people this. So anybody who has never met me before wonders who I am. My name is Tanisha James, and 5 years ago, I was 80 pounds heavier. Okay, and Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, baby, you need to pull your life together rapidly right now. I got work for you to do, and I can't use you like this. So fix your life, okay? And so I reached out to 2 friends. They both were friends of mine who sold shakes for nutrition companies. And I said, I need some shakes, girl. To both of them people, okay? And one of them said, here go your shake link. And one of them said, baby, you don't need no shakes, okay? I ultimately ended up working with the one who said, you don't need no shakes. That's my coach, friend, mentor. Like, I am her protege. I have no problem saying I am Rochelle T. Parks' protege. Proud to say it, okay? She built all of this, okay? A lot of this, okay? A lot of you getting, I got from her, okay? I just refined it and made it mine. So thank you, Miss Joyce. But so Rose said, you don't need no shakes, baby. You need a coach. Now, one would think, this is what was so funny, because we had a meeting last night and she kind of brought it up, and I was like, I forgot all about that season. One would think if my coach told me, you don't need no shakes, you need a coach, one would think she would have never allowed me to have shakes ever in life. Do y'all know the first month what I started with? I started with a little kit that Shackley sells called Ready, Set. Today is called Ready, Set Wellness. That's how I started my journey on the Ready, Set Wellness, which involves shakes and some other stuff that I can't remember. Okay. I don't know because I don't live like that anymore. Okay. So she wasn't saying that shakes were bad. She wasn't saying that shakes wouldn't help me. She wasn't saying that I wouldn't see results from shakes. What she was saying is shakes without the proper education, the proper accountability, the proper supports, and knowing what to do and how to pivot, you'll find yourself right back where you were the last time you tried shakes. So you need somebody to take your hand and teach you some things and guide you over here, push you when you don't want to be pushed, show you some things that you do not know. All right. So everything that I know, she set the stage for me to even begin to learn it. You understand what I'm saying? So when people say proper nutrition, I'm like, tell me, I don't know, tell me more, because it's such a broad thing. And the truth is, the thing that you think is the thing that you need to eat, it ain't the thing that you need to make you eat it. Okay? I hope that makes sense, Shamika. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. When I was 240 pounds, I knew exactly what I Googled proper nutrition. I knew exactly what proper nutrition meant. I knew it. Ask me how much I do it. Okay? So I knew when I was eating a sleeve of Oreos, I knew exactly. That's all Googleable. It's all Googleable. Shoot, we got ChatGPT. ChatGPT will put you a meal plan together, and will. But the bigger question is, so it's not lack of information. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. It's not that we're not doing this because we don't know enough. We very bright at a lot of things. Come on now, Tanisha. Say the kale is in the refrigerator. Ain't nobody touching it though. And that's all I'm saying when I say losing weight is easy. Getting pounds out, yeah, that makes sense. It's easy. So I do have a meal plan. And I can help you lose weight. I promise you I can. It's too easy. It's too easy. But at some point, okay, we're going to have other stuff to work on. And that's what we do here. All right. We lose weight. It's easy. It's super duper easy. So I do have a meal plan. But I thought about that today. I said, babe, people probably don't even know. I don't think we ever really say that because we talk so much about eating God's whole foods, which is what I do now. I got a cabinet. This is how the conversation started. I have a cabinet full of shakes, y'all. Full of shakes. I should do a live about that. That might be next week. I got a cabinet full of shakes that I don't drink. I don't drink. When that was the thing I thought that I needed. And so when this is why I know that when I am honest and in relationship and communication with my Father, and I tell him what I want and what I know he promised me. And I say, God, I know this word. I see abundant real clear right here in John 10:10. It's like, I had to put my glasses on, Lord, and look, I see abundant on this paper, in this book. It say abundant. In my life, though, it's feeling real strugglish. Okay? Don't feel full at all, Lord. Full of stuff I don't want. Fatigue, ocular migraines, okay? High blood pressure, medication, anemia, debilitating menstrual cycles, large fibroids, waking up in the middle of the night, sugar addiction. That's what my life looks like. But this word right here say abundant, Lord. So I just believe when I say to him, I don't know how you gonna do it. You ain't even got to tell me how, but can we just get to the abundant part? He don't need my help to work out the steps. He just need me to do what he told me to do. That's all I got to do. All I got to do is once I get it, marching orders from my Father, act like I do what I've been told to do. All right? And so I'm just saying all that to say that the thing you think you need, you have no idea what you need. You really don't. You have no idea what you need. You don't. And I could have spent the rest of my natural life. I could have spent the rest of my natural life if I would have been disobedient to God, chasing something that all I had to do is trust him. Like what I had to do is everything I'm telling you to do. The first thing I had to do, like I said, I had to surrender. I had to surrender. And I had to say, boy, you've been doing this. You've been trying to get these results for a hot little minute. Now 15 years is a mighty long time. That's longer than the woman with the issue of blood. This is a long time to be trying to work something out, girl. You might not know what you're doing. I had to tell myself, you might need some help. Okay, I got it. So in my mind, with my limited knowledge at that time, I was like, bet, I know what to do. Let me get them shakes. You know why shakes came to my mind? Because in 2016, I should pull those pictures out. I lost about 20, maybe 25 pounds on shakes. I was doing I ain't even gonna say the name, okay? But they had recipes to go with it that made me feel like I could drink these shakes for the rest of my life. There were two companies. And one of them used to let me put vanilla wafers in. The lady I bought them from gave me the recipe that said you could put banana pudding with a Cool Whip and vanilla wafers. I made it the first shake, y'all, and I was like, bet. We are good for life. Okay? We so good. I could do this. Yes, Tanisha, vanilla wafers. Wild. Do you understand why you need a coach? Okay. I'm like the right coach though. I'm like, bet. They had a lemon meringue one. Put a little lemon, whatever you wanted, you would put the flavored jello pudding in the shake to flavor it. That's right. Come on now, Miss Joyce. Listen, they had a recipe for every day of the week. I was like, bet we can do key lime pie one day. Okay. We can do key. I lost weight. I lost like 25 pounds because get this. I was operating in a calorie deficit. Your day was eat that twice a day plus like a sensible dinner or something along them lines, right? So you do that and you're in a calorie deficit, you're gonna lose weight. But your insides though is toe up. Do you hear me? Your insides toe up. Little do you know, the jello pudding in a teaspoon, there is so much sodium. But test me on what I'm saying. Go, first of all, it wasn't even designed to eat in that concentration. So a tablespoon of jello pudding got a gang of sodium in it. Artificial colors, all kind of stuff in it. Okay. I wasn't even on sugar then. But guess what my blood pressure was doing while I was going down 26 pounds, baby? That thing was through the roof. And it was in that season. I found a picture in my old things. It was in I think it was 2019. That might have been the 50, 11th time my doctor said, let me put you back on them Lodipine because you silly. Okay. She said, you don't know what you're doing, okay? Going through the roof. Because I'm ingesting massive sodium every day talking about, and I'm online. I'm always gonna be on here, baby. If I learn something, I teach something. So you ain't never got to worry about no gatekeeping with me. I'm gonna tell you what I know, okay? And I'm on here like, y'all, I'm down, I'm down pounds. And so to meet a coach who says, baby, we don't care about no weight. Let me see that blood pressure. Let me see that, okay? Let me see that blood pressure, sis. We don't care about how much weight you lost. So this is why you need support. So truthfully, those were things I did on my own, in my own level of expertise. And what we have to learn is that God made us uniquely gifted for a reason. That was the whole design of the church, for everybody to bring what they are excellent at, and then we share it with one another. That we value the gifts in each other, right? So I'm always feeling like the moment I recognize I got a gap, I'm like, okay, who do I know that's the best at this thing that I got a gap in? Who do I know that got certified receipts? If I start having problems in my marriage, I'm gonna start saying, okay, who do I know? Small list though, y'all. Who do I know that got certified marital receipts? And I'm going to them. All right. If I start having problems with my money, who do I know? I don't want to borrow nothing, but please tell me, what am I doing wrong? Okay. Help me. Even now, income ain't where I want to be. Who do I know that got the income? Help me fill the gap. Help me. But we get so prideful. We get so the enemy will make us so he will distort what's supposed to be our discernment, right? And he will, manipulate that thing and make you think you can't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? When the prayer becomes, Lord, help me to be better at discerning who I can trust. Because I know that God sends me the right people. All right. So I ain't saying tell your business. I ain't saying everybody's supposed to be on your squad. That's what I mean. Gotta be no big crew. All right. But vet them suckers. Try them. You think me and okay, Rochelle C. Parks, one of my closest friend. Okay, my other best friend. Listen, first of all, I don't even believe in the word best friend. I'll take that back. Okay, because it's too much pressure. You got to be the best. I have a group of really amazing friends, and they bless my life in different ways. Okay, so I have a group of really close friends that I call my inner circle or my success squad. They're very close to me, and they have been tried and true. Do you think Ro ain't never said nothing that made me cry? You ain't think we never had no words? It's like, I don't know if I agree with you. You know, we ain't had no push. Okay, that thing been tried. We've been through stuff together. My friend has been my friend for 30 years. We've been through some things. I've gotten to see how you act when it's good, when it's bad, when it's ugly, when it's pretty. When I'm high, when I'm low, when I'm good. You done seen all of it. So ask God to give you more discernment, but the enemy will have you think you can't trust people. Well, people gonna let you down. God to remind you, people are people. I'm your source, not them. They my helpers. So ask me. Vet them through me. Let the Holy Spirit discern to you if this person's supposed to be there or not. And it's a whole nother conversation for a different day, because some people, God done showed you they aren't supposed to be there, and you keep on letting the jokers back in. You keep circling them back and God said, let them go. You keep dragging them back in. All right. So these are the things we talk about. So this is why I don't get on, just nutrition matters. Don't get me wrong. Nutrition is extremely important, but you miss a lot when you only focus on that. You miss a lot. Okay. So not only do you need support that has a strategy. All right. So when I say things like I use the Simple Plate cheat sheet or follow the Keep It Out plan, I'm just giving you instructions so you can check off a box, right? I'm giving you structure that allows your mind to relax and be free because you know what to do. So here's what I'm trying to say. Every day, you wake up. From the moment you open your eyes, if you are not careful, there are some of us who have mastered being intentional. But if you have not mastered, the intentionality in the mornings, every day you wake up, your brain wakes up and there are 100 different things running through your mind. All right. There are 100 different things you got to do, think about, fix, review, call, text, do, all these things, clean, feed, all these things. So you have 101 things going through your mind. If you're trying to make choices about what you're going to eat, on top of that, if you're trying to make decisions about moving your body, on top of that, if you're trying to make decisions about healing your body on the fly, when you already got a lot going on, it's not very many grown people that don't have a lot going on, okay? People always be like, I'm busy. So what? We all are. There are very few grown people who are not busy. Everybody busy. Everybody got stuff to do, all right? So if you're trying to make health decisions on the flip, when you already got a lot going on, guess what you're going to do? Quit. You're going to quit. Why? Because you're going to reach a point where you get tired of making doggone decisions, okay? There comes times in my household, we be like, I don't know why my children do it, okay? But me and my husband, we be like, what we eating for dinner, okay? And it has a real name. It's called decision fatigue. You look at each other and be like, well, listen, I don't know, baby. Y'all work it out because I can't answer one more question or think about one more thing or make another. I don't know. I don't know what y'all going to eat, but y'all going to figure it out. Go make a sandwich, go something that don't involve me because I can't. So this is why we find ourselves scrolling on Instagram and because you're really trying to escape that. Just, can I be in a place where, baby, I ain't got to think no more. I ain't got to make another decision. Let me just, child. This is real funny. Let me send 95 reels to my friends. That won't require no thought. All right? And then we turn around and say, oh, I wish I could go to the gym. I don't have time. Okay. So I'm saying to you need support with a strategy. So when I say all these things, I'm trying to give you a strategy that makes you get the ability to be consistent. Because when you have decision fatigue, that leads to inconsistency. You know what inconsistency creates? Guilt, shame, being stuck in the same place for 15 years. All right. Just saying, I'm always be big. Maybe I'm supposed to be like this. At least I ain't big as my cousin them. All right. So when I give you a simple strategy, it's not because I'm trying to steal all your food joy. I'm trying to give you a little bit of peace. I'm trying to take the guesswork out. I'm trying to reduce the number of things that you have to figure out and give you some margin in your life. Because when you stop wondering what to eat all the doggone time, how to move, you got space to do it. You got room in your life to do it. So that's why strategy and support go together real bad. They go together really, really bad. All right. You also don't need to be around people. So you need support from the right people. You need strategy. You don't need to be around people. Oh, y'all, I'm about to keep it 100. It might be some people in my life that might see this. If I'm gonna give a disclaimer, I ain't talking about nobody, but I might be talking about somebody, okay? Okay, I'm just saying. You don't need to be surrounded by people who are not like who are, I don't want to say watching your struggle, right? But not necessarily helping you walk towards your solution. I'll say it like that. It's not that they want you to fail. I don't want to say that. I don't believe, of course, I'm not crazy enough to think that they're not people who are like wanting you to fail, but I just don't think that's the general theme of people. I don't. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. So I think we have more people, I think we have fewer people who are like, I hope you fail, than we do people who just don't walk with us on our way to success. Right? So um, in our friend group, we tend to be the one that's like, let me be better. I'm trying to watch my words, okay? In our friend group, we tend to be the one who's like, I need to do something different, right? And so I imagine you're probably the person in your group that's used to being the strong one. You got the answer for everybody. You got it together. You're trying to elevate. You know there's more, and you're trying to do it, right? So a couple of things happen in that friend group. When you make a decision that I'm going to be better, it makes the person who's like, man, we good right here. It disrupts the comfort vibe in the room. Okay. When I was the y'all, I'm sorry. I laugh and talk to myself a lot. Okay, it's weird. I used to tell my husband that I don't believe in shame, but I just don't want to say this on YouTube, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'll just stick with friends, okay, acquaintances. When I was in my 20s, when I was a young girl, okay, I just had different friends for different things, you know. Like I had a friend who was always down to go to the club. Okay. So if I want to go to the club, I know my girl going. Okay. I don't call the rest of y'all because she wants to go. Okay. She always wants to go and she gets dressed fast and we can go. And she knows where we should go and who's where we should go. And she's just that's her role. Okay. That's her role. Okay. Then I had another friend, kind of my club friend, but my other friends. She always down to go get something to eat. Okay. Anytime I want to eat, baby. Matter of fact, she know the best places to go eat. Places I ain't never been before. So all I gotta do is tell her what I'm looking for. And she gonna be like, you know what we should try? And I'm gonna be like, yes, girl, let's do it. All right. So I had different friends that serve different purposes. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, you have to be clear about where people fit in your life. At the same time, I had a friend that was always down to go to church. At the same time, I had a friend that know this word, and if I'm stuck right here, I could call and be like, "Girl, right here, when Paul said this, what do you mean when he said that? Oh, you think that's what he mean? Okay, let me pray about the asshole spirit. Okay, because I think he do, but here's what I also think he means. Right there, we go. That's it. That's it. I'm telling you, it just is disruptive. And it's not disruptive because they hate you or hating on you. We got hating on me. And all this stuff. My daughter has this new thing. She probably was gonna be so upset with me for telling, but I love it. It's the cutest thing. My daughter's 14 years old and she's in that whole life, okay? And her new saying is, I have no ops. She said, baby, I'm at peace with everybody, okay? I have no ops. What y'all not gonna do is steal my peace. And I was like, baby, I love it. My baby said, I have no ops. And I said, I'm with you me either. So stop thinking everybody hating on you. It's uncomfortable for them. You have made what they knew you. So I brought all of my friends up to say, for somebody I know, I was the friend that was down to eat. If you like, baby, you want to go get Mexican? Yep. Which one? You want to go to Margaritas or what's the other place? I don't even know because I don't do this no more. La Casuelas. Where you want to go? Okay. Papitos. Where you want to go? I'm down. Let's move. Okay. What time? I just need to go home, get a jacket because I get cold. I'll meet you there. All right. So when you stop being that to them, if you've always been that person, and now you show up differently, talking about I don't eat Mexican like that. They like, okay, what we supposed to do then? How are we supposed to nurture the bond? Because that's what we did. Okay, you messing up the party. You are messing up the party. So ain't nobody hating on you. I just choose to believe I have fewer people who are hating on me, and I believe that I have more people who are I've made uncomfortable with this change. I have completely changed everything about me. So I have family members trying to figure out, like, what? Who are you? It's great and everything. All right. And so that's the first thing that happens. Okay. When you start changing in certain groups, you make people uncomfortable. But what else happens when you're the strong, progressive person? You feel like, I'm not going to show to people. So this is why I tell y'all my little stories about my humanness, because I'm not perfect. And no, I mess up every single day. Sometimes before I even put my feet on the floor. I didn't told y'all there are seasons in my life I'll be minding my business and back that thing up will just start playing in my head. Y'all think I'm playing? And then for a minute I'll be like, then I'll be like, no, no, ma'am. You go read. Go read Corinthians. Go see what Paul said, okay? Because you're changing, you're transforming, okay? So I'm just saying, like, you don't have to be perfect in every group. It's okay to say, today was rough, baby. I was this close to eating whatever. It's okay to say that, all right? Because that version of yourself, they got to be the perfect one that thinks everybody's out to get you. It keeps you locked and by yourself and silent, just like your adversary loves. And nothing changes. There's no breakthrough. There's no transformation. Okay. So it's important because being in a community doesn't just mean that you get encouragement, but it does mean that people understand, they see you, and they support you while you get better. All right. Not when you perfect, not when you done it. Right. We love to show the I got it together picture. Right. Don't nobody want to show the I'm on the struggle bus right here, right now picture. Okay. So that's why one of my things, I'm gonna say this, I'll be getting off track, y'all. It don't matter. I done lost the ability to keep. One of the things that I learned very young in my life, I have known people that will remind you of things that you have done in the past. And I made a decision. I was like, baby, you up here in your feelings. You in your feelings because somebody talked about something you used to do. However, they got a whole lot of skeletons in their closet. They got a whole lot of skeletons in their closet. Something I don't even care to find out. All right. And I love to watch like documentaries and stuff. And that'd be the thing. Like Netflix has a ton of them. I love these little documentaries they come out with because you get to see how people present themselves one way, but got a whole bunch of skeletons in your closet. So I learned at a young age, I said, what you'll never do is like, you couldn't tell my story better than I could on your worst day. Like on your best day, you can tell my mistakes better than me, better than the one who did it, better than the one who walked through it. You couldn't. And every single time you're going to forget the part where we give God the glory that I don't look nothing like what I used to do. I don't look nothing like it. And so I made a decision. I'm not going to let people shame me. I refuse. It's a refuse. And so I do my best not to do it to people. That's why I talk to y'all so much about guilt and shame, because the enemy loves that. He loves it when you You've done something so bad and it makes you seem like you can't be redeemed. It makes you forget that we serve a God of second, like a redemption. That's his specialty. That's where the glory is. That's why I love Paul. Okay? That's where the glory is. So I'm not saying go broadcast your business, but what you will never do is tell my story better than I can. You'll never shame me with my stuff. A lie? A whole lie. So what you're not going to do is make me feel ashamed. So I've always been very on guard about that and very clear. Like, I'm not perfect. I know a lot about losing weight and healing the body because I had one of the greatest mentors ever. I mentored under Pastor Darius Daniel. He taught me a lot about teaching, coaching, speaking. All right. But guess what? I ain't perfect. The format that I'm using to deliver this live right now is in no way following my teacher's instructions. This is not how he taught me to teach. This is not how Pastor Daniel taught me to. One of the greatest orators in the world. This ain't the framework. Okay? So I'm just saying, like, you might mess it up. You might do it wrong. Nobody cares. Just keep going. We're not perfect. Figure it out. Get it right, then do it right. Stop letting the devil and these people in your circle make you feel bad, make you feel unworthy. Forget what they said about you. Because if you knew all of what they got going on, who knows what would be said about them? So I just think it's best when we all mind our own business, unless you're doing something that's like of evil. You understand what I'm saying? Unless it's evil, and God can still use that. All right, God can still use that. All right. So as I close, I just want to say I know what it's like to try to carry a whole lot of things by yourself. I know what it's like to be available to everybody and still feel like, baby, if they only knew, I'm one incident, one more thing breaking, or one more adult responsibility from falling apart inside. All right. I'm one more tragedy from just baby saying, forget this. All right. And I need you to hear me and hear me well when I say God didn't, it was never his intention for you to do everything. There are natural gaps that you have. When we say we were fearfully and wonderfully made, God, you uniquely made you to be excellent. If you ever want to know what it is, it's the thing. This is the hack. This is what I teach when I'm coaching. I teach. It's the thing that you don't think anything of, right? But when your phone rings and somebody really needs you, it's that thing. The thing they call you and they say, hey, Joyce, I need you to, hey, Tanisha, I'm in a pickle. I need you to, it's the thing that people know you for and you do it for them and you like, that's what I do. You do it in your sleep. That's the thing, the gap that God wants you to feel for me. Because that thing that you do, I'm in the process of bringing somebody on my team that can help me do like a social. That's not my thing. I can do this all day, but baby, reels and I need help. Okay. And it's people who love it. I'm not one of them. You understand what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that God calls you to be connected to people. So I reached out to a friend who doing some things I like to see. And I'm like, who doing this for you? Helping me. Can I talk to the who is helping you? God wants us to be connected. Can you imagine how stressful it would be for me to try to do everything? I'm just one lady. When I think about all the things I got going on, and every adult has this, I believe. Some of us more than others, but we all busy. I'm God's daughter. So I have to create room in my day to do what my daddy told me to do. What am I doing? What am I focusing on? I thought it was this. You saying it? Okay, leave that to, okay, got it. I can't do that without still quiet time with him. I have no instructions if I don't read my word. Okay. I gotta invite the Holy Spirit, come with me today. Cause me by myself, we know that's bad. Come on, Holy Spirit, be with me. Cause Tanisha, without you, she rolls her neck at people. Okay. So I gotta make time in my day for that. Then I'm somebody's whole wife. I'm a whole man's helpmeet. I gotta come up under this man and support him as he goes out in the world and do what he does. And my husband is a servant. So he serves in the world. And I gotta come up under him Then we had the audacity to make some people. Okay. I have a bonus son who's 24, and I have two children that I have given birth to. All of my babies, and all of them got the oldest two are closest alike, but none of them are alike. They all have different needs. They all need different stuff. I got to meet the needs of all these children. Then I have mothers. All right, I got to be a whole daughter, sister, auntie, cousin, friend. Then I have my duties at the church. All right, which are never ending because our ministry is powerful and growing. All right. Then I got the audacity to leave my job and start a business. Okay. Then on top of all that, your girl said, let me homeschool my son. I live in a house that it ain't gotta be Martha Stewart pretty, but can we just like breathe in here a little bit? Okay. I'm just saying we all got a lot going on. All of us. And to think that you are going to change or transform with all you got going on. You're going to change your life and you're going to do it. Yeah, I'm real busy, Joyce. That's why people say you busy. And somebody asked me for 10 minutes of my time. Somebody wanted me to coach them for 10 minutes. And I said, Joyce, you were there. I told the young lady, I said, ma'am, I don't think you understand. This schedules. Okay. I don't, because I know 10 minutes mean 20. Okay. So I invited her to a call, okay, that I was already having. So I'll chat with you on the back end because I don't have the bandwidth. When I say I don't have the bandwidth, baby, ain't nobody lying. But do you think that God intended me to do all of that and you to do all the things you have to do by yourself? He's put so much in your hands and you're supposed to do that by yourself? No way. His intention is for us to be connected. And so what you have to realize is needing it don't make you soft. It's why, like it's wisdom. Shoot, Jesus even had help carrying the cross. So what make you think you're supposed to carry this by yourself? So you've done it in the corner with the enemy beating you up, okay, in silence, acting like you good on I like to call it I call it mullet living. It look good in the front. It's a hot mess in the back, okay? Everything on the outside we look good, but at home we falling apart and we ain't told nobody. Okay, you've done it being ashamed, you've done it being guilty, you've done it trying to figure it out by yourself, and now it's time to do it with some help. All right, now it's time to do it with some help. And that's exactly what you're going to get when you step yourself right on in the Ready Set Habits Wellness community. All right. So when you get over there, you're going to get the full Keep It Off weight loss plan. You're going to get the simple plate cheat sheet so you can stop overthinking what you need to eat. And you get the opportunity to get a 15-minute one-on-one call with me so we can walk through the places where you are stuck a little bit. So it's a very safe space where you feel supported and like you're not doing it by yourself. Okay. So if anything that I said today blesses you, please make sure you share it. Praise God, Miss Joyce. If anything I said just, baby, hit you deep in your channel now. Say, Tucker, help me, please, in the chat. And then take yourself on over to www.readysethabits.com and get in the room. Okay, I'm not talking to my Success Squad. That's my VIP community. I ain't talking to y'all because I see some of them in the room. All right. But if you're not in the Success Squad, go and get yourself over here to the Ready Set Habits community where you can be in the room with people who are tired of doing it by themselves and they ready, baby, to implement all these steps I gave you, the surrender, the structure, the strategy, the trust in yourself, and the support and consistency. All right. Because the next version of you, the new you, the version you promised yourself you were going to be in 2025. Okay. She gonna be able to say, I ain't do this by myself. And it's gonna be a good thing, okay? She gonna be able to say, I did this with people who walked with me and who wouldn't let me quit, who understood what I was going through. They grabbed my hand and they said, baby, I'm not gonna let you quit. All right. So I absolutely love you to life. I love you enough to help you be well beyond the weight. God gave me something new, y'all. I'm telling you, when you eat these, when you take care of you, God give you the most divine ideas. I have new ideas every day. So I have a new idea. I probably can share it here. Nope, because I don't know where I'm putting it. Okay. I'm working on a new thing. I got to figure it out. But yeah, I'm always working on it. The guy gives me ideas because I'm a teacher. He gives me ideas every day. All right. So I love y'all to life, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Apparently my family's going to church. I tried to give my seat to somebody else. My husband said, baby, guess my husband said, y'all. He said, I gotta go, I serve. And I do too. I fill in at my church. I'm the filler inner. So we not buying no new outfit though. We not doing this. I gotta go in here and find out what I'm wearing and make sure my son got something to wear. And it ain't gonna be like we used to do, but we'll be decent looking. Okay, we look nice. All right. We going to church for what matters the most, and that's that Jesus Christ will give His life to save regular old us. You know what I'm saying? Flawed, sinful, no good us, so that I can be reconciled with my heavenly Father. The greatest gift I've ever received in my life, the greatest amount of love I've ever received in my life. That's why I'm going to church tomorrow. Okay, so I pray y'all take a minute. Tomorrow we're gonna be eating and Easter egg hunting and all these things, but in all the doing that we're doing, please don't forget why we're doing what we're doing. I mean it. So please take a moment, spend some time with your Heavenly Father. I mean, from today to tomorrow, please. Okay. All right. So I love y'all to life, and I will see you tomorrow at the same